Thanks for watching BSGcast. He's Matt, I'm Nat, and let's get started.
Fan Expo 2008 was a lot of fun. I've got to thank everyone who made us feel like little celebrities of our own, and for everyone who asked, the Save Baltar t-shirts.
Woo!
They're up there if you're on bsgcast.com.
Yeah, you can get the t-shirt.
Yeah,
it's
you
worth
can totally
it.
get one. They're
People
pretty awesome.
totally stopped us, besides the fact that we were mad at Nat, and even if they didn't know we were mad at Nat,
They
love
love
the
the
shirt.
shirts.
So
if you want one, it's up there. And as promised, our Fan Expo 2008 Edward James Olmos panel. Here it is. Now, it was long, so this is part 1 of 3.
yeah, we had to kind of split it up, but there's a lot of good things that he says. So.
Absolutely.
I feel so self-conscious. I'm not Obama. I'm Madonna.
Okay, so Edward James Olmos has done some incredible directing in his time, but what does he like the most? Is it directing or acting? And you might want to keep an eye out for a special guest in the middle of Eddie's answer.
I gotta tell you, I've never done any directing that I didn't work as an actor in. So I have got to tell you, it's been an extraordinary experience. It started off with a film called, actually it started off with Miami Vice. I did 1 episode. And I started directing then. And I was the person in the show. I ended up becoming, it was Bushido. It was the only single episode I ever directed and I ever wanted to direct. I helped write the piece, and then I ended up directing, and I was very grateful for that. Then I did American Me, which is a very, very difficult film. For those of you that have never seen that film, don't see it. It wasn't made for you. And then I went on to do, now I've done, I think 6 Battle Stars, and I'm doing the major motion picture for Battle Star.
Yeah!
It's definitely going to be a mind-blowing experience where they have taken us. I got to tell you, I've never done any kind of work that's even gotten close to what Ron Moore has done with this storytelling. This is the most extensive story I've ever been a part of, and I mean, you couldn't do it any other way than 80 hours to tell the story. And it's been extraordinary. The ending is, you know, emotionally, heartbreaking. I'm telling you for a reason, because I don't want you guys to, think that you're going to go through this without getting yourself really twisted. Ron has no mercy, and it's been very true. He's been very true to it. It's very dark, and it gets darker.
Wow.
The end of the 3rd season was just brutal. It was simply brutal. It devastated us when we were doing it, when we realized what he had done. He had nuked the Earth. There was nothing left, and we couldn't even stay there. And so it's brutal what happens to us. Not many of us make it. I will tell you that. Which is really the truth. It is the truth of what actually, if you take a look, Blade Runner did a wonderful job of creating a reality. When we started to do this work on this program, that was the door we walked into. We were not going to do anything less than what really Blade Runner had created as far as reality. And it paid off. I mean, that was a door that nobody had walked through as far as science fiction was concerned. They had left that room completely alone. The door was open, the world had been explored, and there we were, bam, without anyone else walking in. So when I talked to Ron and David Icke at the very beginning, and they gave me the script, I said, hey! One of my favorite all-time people, Aaron Douglas from YouTube channel. He's here to answer any questions also. But basically he's here just to say thank you to all of us. Thank you. And he's fantastic. Yesterday was his birthday, so wish him a happy birthday. As you all know, it's been recorded very well. I told Ron and David at the very beginning that if there were any creatures of the Black Lagoon that came out after me, I was going to faint, and then I was off the show. And it was part of the contract. So you could not, even the hybrid, they were afraid to talk to me about it. They're like, oh, jeez. But then I had no scenes with the hybrid, so I didn't have to worry about it. So basically, that was it. But as far as directing went, it's been an extraordinary experience, and working with the caliber of, these guys, it's been. By the way, he has his own television show now. Yeah. So he's here representing himself as the lead of his own show. And it seems like everyone got their own show off of this one, except for me. I'm too old. But it's okay. It's okay because I can still direct. He wants me to come and direct him in his show, so I always have a job.
So one of the pivotal moments in season 4 that I'm sure we all remember between Adama and Tyrell is when they're sitting at the bar and Tyrell goes on this rant about how you never really love Callie, she smells like cabbage and I hate this, and Adama just demotes him out of sheer disgust for his disrespect of, well, his wife's death. Well, someone decided to ask, where the heck did that intensity come from in that scene, right? Let's check it out.
It's Ron Moore. It's definitely, the whole idea of what you're saying there and asking is about character development, and the unbelievable, arcs that these people are taking and the kind of conflict that he created. He couldn't have given it to a better actor. What Aaron did there was so right on. People could relate to him 1,000%. And then my reaction, people could relate to it 1,000%. And you saw, and it pained you. It pained you to see all of a sudden the chief and the admiral going through this. And for me, it was all Ron Moore. Because he's the last one that touches every single script. He goes through every single script and he's the last one to touch it. And so when you have a question or something's come up, you go directly to him. You don't go to the writer who wrote the episode, you go to him and you say, what's going on here? What's the situation?
So since Aaron Douglas joined Edward James Olmos on the panel, some of the questions were directed to him as well. One of which was, in hindsight, was there any foreshadowing of the fact that he was a Cylon?
They had no idea that this was happening.
They had none.
Well, they didn't have a clue. So, for anybody to say that the journey was pointed in one direction and then suddenly changed is right. For people who say we had a plan all along, they're liars. But it definitely informs season 1, 2, 3, everything leading up to it. What the hell was that? Wrong show. It was, it's a really interesting thing. I immediately looked back and thought, well, what the hell does this mean for everything that we've done? And then about the baby. I immediately thought of Nikki. Like, what does this mean for Nikki? So,
So no clue.
Who, I had no clue?
Well,
about all of the other stuff?
just complete left field.
It was complete left field. They literally stuck up pictures on a wall and went, how about these 5? How about these 5? How about these? Well, this one's interesting. Ooh, the fans will hate this. Let's do that. And that's how they came up with the final 5. They literally sort of just went through a checklist and it's a very, very interesting. Wait till you see the 5th one is.
Can't wait.
Okay, so that's the end of part 1. Look for part 2. It'll be coming up on here shortly. But at some point, these will all be on the internet at the same time. So you are looking for 3 to get the entire experience. So keep an eye out for that one too.